All right. I am back and it is now 10:32 on December 21st, Sunday night. Welcome back to the Bear Cave. I'm Teddy. And you are listening to Night Talk, and we are going to be on for maybe a half an hour. And then I'm going to say good night. Let me come out real quick, check the Bear Cave, and a couple of things. I hope to get through count 4, and maybe I should do that before I start talking about anything else, because then we could run over. So let's just do this, shall we? So I'm continuing with count 4 from my complaint. I'm the plaintiff in this case. And we begin here. Count 4 is cyberbullying and harassment. It reads, this is what I filed. From July 2022 to November 2024. I didn't read this, right? I didn't. Defendant Danielle Robertson, also known as Danny Montana, engaged in a deliberate and targeted campaign of cyberbullying and harassment against plaintiff Sabrina Evans. This campaign included filing nearly 200 fraudulent copyright claims, impersonating others, and inciting her followers to harass the plaintiff online, causing significant harm to the plaintiff's reputation, emotional well-being, and livelihood. Facts supporting the claim. Fraudulent copyright claims. On or around July 17th, August 1st, and August 8th, 2022, the defendant filed 35 fraudulent copyright claims against the plaintiff's YouTube channels, Unwind with Teddy and Run Tell That Too, impersonating YouTuber Nosy Hole Live and falsely claiming ownership of the plaintiff's content, Exhibit Y. Between September 6th and December 27, 2023, defendant Danielle Robertson submitted more than 100 fraudulent copyright claims, falsely impersonating French author Sybil Teteau Delacroix and others. These claims targeted the plaintiff's channel avatar and videos featuring the image, leading to termination of both Unwind with Teddy and Run Tell That Too YouTube channels. This disruption caused significant financial loss and emotional distress to the plaintiff, Exhibit Z. On March 2nd, 2024, the defendant, Danielle Robertson, filed a fraudulent copyright claim against plaintiff Sabrina Evans to the CCB to create a paper trail, Exhibit A1. On October 18th, 2024, YouTube reinstated 13 videos after finding the defendant's copyright claims invalid. YouTube warned the defendant to provide precise identification of the allegedly copyrighted work, Exhibit B1. When the defendant failed to respond, her account was terminated. We're talking about a troll account. Okay. Exhibit C1. Following the termination, the defendant retaliated by porn bombing the plaintiff's YouTube channel, Run Tell That 2, Exhibit D1. Encouragement of online harassment. On February 16, 2023, the defendant published a wanted poster depicting plaintiff in her blue bathrobe and a YouTube video titled Breaking News: Bundy's Divorce and Skate Rink Lawsuit to Cyberbully and Harass the Plaintiff. The plaintiff's divorce documents were also published to ican'tIcan't.com. This video violated the plaintiff's privacy and incited defendant's followers to post defamatory content, resulting in a surge of online harassment. Exhibit E1. The defendant also published false allegations on social media portraying the plaintiff as harmful to others, further inciting harassment. Exhibit F1. Additional information: explicit threats to reputation. In February 2023, the defendant publicly declared her intent to destroy the plaintiff's professional and personal reputation through intimidation and online cyberbullying, threats, and intimidation. Exhibit G1. Monetization of harassment. From May 2022 to December of 2024, the defendant profited from her cyberbullying activities by monetizing defamatory and harassing content through YouTube and other platforms, earning income from advertisements and viewer engagement. Relief requested. Injunction: a court order requiring the defendant to cease all forms of cyberbullying, harassment, and defamation against the plaintiff. Compensatory damages for emotional distress, reputational harm, and lost income resulting from the defendant's actions. Punitive damages to deter the defendant from engaging in similar behavior in the future. Attorneys' fees and costs, reimbursement for all legal expenses incurred by the plaintiff, additional relief, any other remedies deemed appropriate by the court to address the harm caused by the defendant. So we got through count 4. Let's put this back up. Actually, let me put that. I was looking for my fireplace, and here it is. So, as we continue to move through these counts, some of them were dismissed in the ECF report and recommendations finding, ECF 75. However, there are filings that are currently on the docket and before the court that have not been responded to as of yet, right? As a matter of fact, there are several, all right? ECF 77, the defendant filed, along with ECF, I believe it's 109, and if I'm not mistaken, 114. Yes. Having to do with a motion to dismiss this case in full. All right. I also have a matter before the court. All right. So we will leave it there. Tonight, or today, and during this evening, I've been looking at um, a couple of ECF filings by the defendant, one of which was ECF 82. That was the objection to the magistrate's findings in her ECF 75 report and recommendations. It is the one that can be correlated between what the district judge recently ruled on, ECF 118, that um, order ruling where she mentioned erroneous, everyone remembers that? I read it. But her analysis and response to one of the things was ECF 82. Because I said, where did all of this come from? Well, I had read some of it, and I had actually responded to most of it, but that particular filing had been stricken. That included response to those objections. However, the district judge responded to the defendant's objections to the magistrates. All right. Let's see if I have that. Let's see if I was able to bring up some of the more I'm just looking at it. Bring the two up and cross-reference the clearly erroneous claims, that's ECF 82, that the defendant claimed, versus Judge Levy's rebuttal, ECF 118, and how she ruled or responded. Yes, I have it kind of in just a small chart, side by side. I won't bring that up side by side, but I will just read some of the highlights of it from ECF 82. One of the claims that the defendant made in her ECF 82 was that the magistrate judge's order is clearly erroneous and contrary to law because anonymity should be protected due to threats and fixation. That word. I'm going to get into that maybe some other time. How Judge Levy responded was Levy holds defendant failed to show how disclosure would aggravate matters, noting that alleged online harm was already being done and that anonymity could not be used to block service and jurisdiction. The objection is overruled. Next, the defendant claimed in ECF 82 that the court wrongly relied on an evasion narrative. Aliases doesn't equal evasion. How Judge Levy responded. She explicitly adopts Magistrate Judge Stafford finding that defendant used several aliases and addresses to evade service and reiterates the controlling rule. Defendant may not use anonymity simultaneously as a shield and a sword. Objection overruled. The defendant claimed alternate service violated Michigan Court Rule 2.105J due to lack of verified motion and diligence affidavit. Judge Levy finds Rule 2.105J was adequately satisfied, explains why a sworn declaration sufficed, and notes defendant's identity was unknown by her own admissions, argument rejected as unsupported and incorrect. The next claim defendant made, or at least the ones I'm highlighting, the order ignored critical media evidence, URLs, videos, making findings erroneous. Levy explains, or Judge Levy explained, that defendant failed to properly seek leave of file media exhibits, submitted them improperly, embedded argument inside exhibits, and flooded the docket with duplicative material. The court will not consider improperly presented evidence. The next claim that I've highlighted, the defendant says that the court erred in finding conduct internet only and harm already done. Judge Levy clarifies that even acknowledging extensive online activity, defendant did not show disclosure would worsen harm. The conclusion stands, objection overruled. The next claim the defendant made, compelling identity is improper discovery after subpoenas were quashed. So recall, I made a motion to compel the defendant's identity early on. Judge Levy draws a clear line. Identity disclosure is not discovery, but a prerequisite to service and jurisdiction. So I've been talking about this. This identity that we're seeking, it is a prerequisite to service and jurisdiction. When I couldn't get her identity to serve her at these various addresses that kept moving around and changing. The magistrate judge allowed or ordered alternate service to Danielle Robertson using her email. No, yes, email address. Mhm. The quashing, she said, of Rule 26D, this is Judge Levy, discovery, has no bearing on identity disclosure. So, again, the defendant was trying to argue that compelling her identity is discovery and it's improper. But here it's clear this is before discovery. This has to do with service and jurisdiction. Next, the defendant argued in her ECF 82 plaintiff's alleged misconduct, slap, harassment, bad faith defeats good cause for service extension. The district judge, Levy, um, said here that she drew a clear line. Identity disclosure. No, wait a minute. Let me go down to the next one. Her response was Levy held alleged misconduct does not entitle defendant to evade service and notes courts may extend time even absent good cause. Argument rejected. Let's go to the next one. Defendant made a claim that service via email is not reasonably calculated to give notice. The judge responded to that by rejecting this outright, noting defendant's bad faith framing and reiterating that defendant is not permitted to evade service. Objection overruled. Next, defendant made this claim. The court should postpone identity disclosure until plaintiff establishes a prima facie case. Judge Levy states that defendant provides no legal basis or authority for this position and therefore fails under Rule 72. Objection overruled. Finally, the one that I'll touch on tonight is defendant claims that fixation, quote unquote, findings support unclean hands and continued anonymity. Judge Levy notes the fixation language, but makes clear it does not justify anonymity, does not alter the service analysis, and does not bar disclosure. Defendant's attempt to weaponize the term fails. Now, this term fixation, I've been looking back through the documents that were filed by the defendant in search of where the origin of this, because I knew but I had to confirm that the magistrate judge, when she referenced the term fixation for the first time, I said, where did that suddenly come from? And I landed on the defendant's first ever filing, ECF 28. And in that, just that one filing, the word fixation, if I'm not mistaken, because I looked at several, in one of the filings, I believe it's the first one. Let me see. It was nearly 26 times that the word fixation was used. Mhm. And I'm just going to give just, I'll just try to give my opinion in less than 2 sentences. Let's see, because I brought up 28. Let's see if I can bring it up again. Let's see if I kept it up. I did. Hang on. See if I can open it. Because I'm not going to give it as much life as this defendant is trying to give this term, fixation. And it's in multiple filings that it's been seeded like a plant. Yes. And who said it best? I have to think, because this has been said a lot. The more you say something, or if you say it enough times, then it becomes truth or facts. Let's see if I can look that up to get that quote correct. I believe I know who said it. Well, several people, but I don't want to. Just kind of looking it up. I'm not looking at the chat. And here it is. It's just about 11 o'clock. Oh, all right. So many people use this. The line is, if you repeat a lie often enough, it becomes the truth. It's said that way is most commonly misattributed to, well, it's there's a lot of historians that have attributed to various propaganda, I'll say. I'll just leave it at that, because some of the names, I don't even want to name them on this platform. It would just be too controversial. Yeah. But it's propaganda. So repetition is recognized propaganda technique for normalizing false narratives. And this is an established pattern and technique that has been used not just since this case. This is threaded, documented, proof positive It's a tactic that is used by Danielle. I wouldn't say it if I didn't have the proof. And that's what raised my eyebrows to say, let me go back and look and find out where this began, because it's been repeated so much through the filing and in ECF, I believe it was 75 or 74. I'd have to look. I believe it was the magistrate judge used that word, acknowledged that. I can go to it. I won't tonight because I said it'd be on a half an hour. And I'm not going to give it so much life as the defendant would like to give it, because it was continuously repeated even in her recent filings. So I see what time it is. I do. It's repetition. Repeated enough, seated enough. That's how I see it. Okay? And it's a technique. These tactics used by this individual on this platform, let's not even talk about my case. Someone said or observed, and I have too, as time has passed, she didn't just learn this overnight. No. What is going on and what she's been doing, she didn't just wake up one morning and suddenly she knew what to do, A, B, C, D, and E, and how to, remain anonymous and how to do, search and do all of that. No, she didn't wake up one morning and suddenly it came to her. Somewhere along the lines, that knowledge was learned or imparted. I'm not going to get too deep into it. But these are tactics proven and done enough that she's comfortable with it. Think about it. I've looked back at some of her videos, and in some of the videos, she will repeat the same entire section of the video twice. It's like drill it in. And I learned that when I was listening to some of these videos, like, didn't I hear that already? It's very subtle, but it's always there. Any narrative that she wants to drive home, she does it. And we've just not even recognized it. This is really a strategy and a tactic that is employed, not just here in my case, but has been employed. Yeah. Repeat a lie. What is it? Go back to say it exactly. If you repeat a lie often enough, it becomes the truth. Just like that Tammy the Machine Robertson lie. Oh, that's a big one. I really see how important that was to her. Hmm. Yeah. Repeat a lie often enough, it becomes truth. It's common. Propaganda. It's simple. Endlessly repeating it over and over and over. And that's why I can see, even in the exhibits, the same ones rehashed over and over in the same filing and refiling them and refiling them. And the judge recognized the repetition. Mhm. And even when she objected to one of the stricken filings, one of the exhibits that was stricken, ECF 83, she wanted that brought back in. Well, in ECF 118, the district judge noted that everything that was stricken in ECF 83, the 97 pages, well, it was already in ECF, I believe it's 84. So there was no need to bring it back. And she knew that. She filed it. But she wanted it there. Not once, but twice. And even some things 3 times. It's a tactic. Recycling, yes. That's facts. And that's why she could post to her audience and say, oh, I filed 200, exhibits or pages to the medical board, or I sent 200 pages to Northville Police. They were recycled, redundant, repeated, same pictures over and over. So it would appear that there were hundreds of, it was inflated, exaggerated. This is what she does. And until someone picks it up, and people don't pick this up. And when I say people, like if it's filed at the medical board, are they going to look, they just see this big package of things. Same thing with the police. Like, oh, my goodness. This woman. Okay. You can check out the troll. But the facts are the facts. Okay? Go and read the facts. Go and read the document. It's abuse. I'm talking about all those reports. That's why she filed to the medical board 9 times. Who does that? She does it. Why? Because she's just creating paper trail of lies. Period. I said it. That's what it is. It's in my filing, you know, in the complaint. Yes. See, people don't know that part. Talk about that part. Okay? Talk about that part. Yes, that's why they're here. Let you can keep the troll up. Okay? If you want to. That's why you're here. Uh-huh. So go tell that. Run tell that too. Hmm. And while you're doing that, you know, ask some other questions about, dates missed. Okay. Let's see. We've got Gia, and we're going to read some comments. And I should have been done by now. Been on 41 minutes. Said I'd end around 11 o'clock. Here it is. Teddy, by now the judge knows this is abusing the legal system. She has made her ruling in 118. Yeah. Let's see. Praying that the judge sees right through her, evading the court's orders. They see it. They've already recognized evasion here. Again, pattern. You can email me right now at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. Fair use commentary. Yeah. Sharon, listening to this gives me such anxiety and disgust. I can't imagine living through it. It's not easy. It isn't, because the football or the ball, whatever, keeps getting punted, Yeah. Sound is good. All right. Let's see. Go to the bottom and shout out to everybody who's joining me. Thank you. Yes, a lot of, there are people, they don't care what she does. This is what I hear. They don't care. It's just blind follow. They don't care. They'll just endorse her. They don't care what she does. There are some people like that. And let me tell you, I have an exact quote from someone who said, I deserve what Danny Robertson is doing to me. And you know what? I'm not going to say. And they basically hope that she does more. How about that? Ooh. Ooh. So that's just a taste of, maybe some of the followers. Yeah, they don't care. Yeah. Let's see. Yes. Is it time to run? You know what? We haven't run the troll train. Yes. So we have our choo-choo, the train that's coming into the station. But yeah, we haven't run the trolley. So let me find the trolley and we will run it. And then it's 11:15. I think I'm going to wrap it up after I check the email. So let me do this. Where's my train? Here we go. I'll be right back.
Street. If you're leaving us at the station, we can let you out of either end of the trolley. Once again, downtown 6.
So we got everyone off the train. Yeah. Okay. I think that's going to do it for me. I've checked my email and I've read your comments. I see who is D-Faye just came into the Bear Cave. Emotions aside, bottom line, let me throw it up. Judge order, December 15th, 2025. Reveal legal name and address. It was not done. Anything else submitted after that date, null and void, in my opinion. Well, that's your opinion. Yeah. It definitely was not compliant to that date. Date missed. And now this defendant has filed an emergency motion to stay. Again, the second one. All right. Tomorrow's Monday, the 22nd. And I'm going to wrap it up right here. Yeah. We'll see what the next 2 days bring. Yeah. But for now, it's time to say good night. Biggest bear hugs go out to each and every one of the grizzlies and the honey bears. Please hit the like on your way out and join me sometime tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. And again, thanks to my moderators, especially my moderators, Baby Juju and Vicky Black tonight. That's it. Good night.
She's fun, unapologetic and wild. Or she's loud in bed or nuts, always crazy about guys. 사람들은 모두 그녀를 몰라, and that is fine. She doesn't mind. Get to know her, babe, then you can hate. Her dress is tight, fits just right. She's so fierce with her style. She talks that talk and walks that walk in her high heels with pride. 손가락질 받는 게 익숙한 girl, 예쁜 여자, 쉬운 여자. Get to know her, babe, 깜짝 놀랄 걸. Yeah. Samantha, Samantha, 그녀가 정말 원하는 건 Samantha, Samantha, just to be loved, 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 that is all, is all. 사실은 다시 다칠까봐 두려워. 사랑한다고 말하긴 참 어려워. Samantha, Samantha, she's got a sweet, sweet heart after all. She's got a sweet, sweet heart after all. 급사랑에 푹 빠져버린 것 같아. Hang on, oh honey, there's more. I love you, but I love me more. Oh, that's what she said once. So she's raw, loose cannon. 어디로 튈지 몰라. 사람들은 그녀가 모습만 봐, and that's fine. She doesn't mind. Get to know her, babe, then you can can't help it but fall in love. The moment she makes you can't help it but fall in love. The moment she makes you can't help it but fall in love. The moment she makes you can't help it but fall in love. The moment she makes you shine. Samantha, Samantha, 내가 정말 원하는 건 Samantha, Samantha, just to be loved, 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 that is all, is all. 사실은 다시 다칠까봐 두려워. 사랑한다고 말하긴 참 어려워. Samantha, Samantha. and that's enough.